Hi there, hello, welcome to another episode on a Minecraft server. Right now, I'm in a bit of a shambled mental state, to put it that way. Because not only have I lost all my items to a project, that that very same project has cost me some sanity as well. Because I tried to make the replay mod work with it, but it didn't want to, because apparently the way I see it at least, the replay mod takes the footage and renders it as if it happens in real time. Now, this project involves quite a lot of TNT. Well, it's not exactly TNT, it's the material to TNT. You can see that right there. Now, you can see that it's quite efficient. This filled up in like a couple hours of AFKing. And Jam is currently AFK at the thing, so this is definitely going to overflow. 100%. I really hope that the top chests, okay, yeah, they're at least kind of empty, but they're gonna fill up fast. They're gonna fill up quite fast. You might think, okay, gee, that's a lot of gunpowder. Well, that's not even half the story. Look at this. This is all the shulkers that we managed to fit into this little system, which is basically like, it spits out a shulker, and when it's full, it just spits it out into there. And we filled up all this, but then we still have an overly efficient creeper farm. I'll get over there in just a second, and it's quite loud, so I'll move away. But this project has cost me a lot of time, a lot of sanity, and a lot of gear. Well, not a lot of gear, some boots and hats. But boots and hats are probably the most annoying thing to get maxed out in Minecraft. When it comes to gear, at least. Because there's so many different enchantments in there you can put on them, and that's annoying. Also, I hope that the little creeper face right there is a good little nod. So, I'll head over to the farm right now, and yeah, show the design. It's a design by Logical Geek Boy, I think it is at least, and it is quite big. Now, this right here is what we in the community call a perimeter. Yes, I do have sufficient electric durability. A perimeter is basically a very easy way to stop mobs from spawning where you don't want them to spawn. Because the way mob spawning in Minecraft works is I didn't make it. It's like a radius around each player that is 128 blocks. And inside that range, mobs can spawn, basically. And when the mobs are outside that range, they despawn immediately. And we use that to our advantage here by removing all available spawning spaces, except for inside the farm. You can see a lot of the creepers right there. There are 5 floors of 9 each. So that's quite big. There's quite a lot of spawning spaces in which only creepers can spawn, because we put trapdoors right there, and creepers have a unique hitbox in that they're slightly lower than other hostile mobs, which means that we can manipulate that, okay, only mobs can spawn in this area, and only creepers can spawn in this area, leading to the aforementioned and previously shown creeper rain, which we've liked to dub it. And yeah, as I mentioned, this project has cost me a lot. So much, in fact, that I have very much lost the motivation to salvage that. But, I mean, I'll figure out other things to do. I'm not reliant on one creeper farm and one time lapse, so I'll manage, you know? It's not the biggest loss in the world. It did leave a bad taste in my mouth, but besides that, it's been quite successful. how I tried to do the replay mod footage, but as I mentioned, it didn't exactly work, mostly because my PC is not very good. So what I was interpreting what happened was that it was in the replay mod was seeing all the entities used, because we used TNT to dig out the perimeter. We're not going to use pickaxes and shovels. That would be madness. Because, yeah, the replay mod apparently, I think at least, it rendered the TNT as if it happened in real time. And if you didn't know, TNT is a major lag causer. So the entire time-lapse ended up being 0 frames per second and completely unwatchable. And that was... It left a bad taste in my mouth. So we'll call this project done, although I can't show much of the building process, which it's very unfortunate, because that is the sole purpose of Minecraft, the journey along the way, you know? But the finished project is quite satisfying as well, though. It's already starting to overflow. That is very... that's promising. But me and Gemma are probably going to go in an end bust sooner or later to get a lot of shulkers, so that we can fill up more, so we can compromise or compress the gunpowder storage a bit more. We're debating whether or not we should do that like automatically of these, but it's good enough to just do it manually, we decided. By now I'm thinking that instead of being sad about what we lost, we can rather be grateful for what we gained, that being knowledge. Because now we know that replay mod doesn't exactly think very kindly of mass TNT perimeter digging. So it's good to know that for future projects. But right now, I want to keep going with another digging project, which is not gonna involve TNT. I'll just do that by hand. Remember this project from a couple episodes ago? Or probably the last one? I can't remember. I've only made 2 episodes. No, it was the last episode. I shot off this area. This villager breeder is still an ongoing project. It is not complete, evident by that piston and that piston, and by the fact that these villagers hasn't done anything. The villager babies are supposed to go into this little area, but they don't want to, because those guys are not up for it. That might be because of him, but then again, they don't have direct eyesight to it, so it shouldn't be a factor. And even then, this guy came in so much later than these guys, so they should have started to done something in between then and that, which is annoying. Now, this, I hope that that's just a temporary issue. My brain stopped kind of functioning there. But I hope that's a temporary issue. So while I dig out the rest of this area, less exciting than mining out with TNT, but more reliable, I guess, I'll just hope that these guys will get a schmoove on and actually do something. So, without further ado, let's just jump into the time-lapse footage, I suppose. If it works, that is. dug out. I believe that, or well, not the entire area is dug out yet, because right now I have done the space for the redstone area for the librarians, and I have done the living space for the clerics and what's it called? Masons. Clerics and masons. I've done those. I still need to do the 6 extra, I think it's 6 extra blocks on either end to make room for the redstone. But that is going to be done at a later time. Because right now I'm kinda done with digging for the time being. And I haven't checked out the time-lapse footage yet, so we'll see how that goes. But right now, Jam kind of wants me to design a sugarcane farm, which makes sense. The whole reason why we made the gunpowder farm was to make rockets, and the 2 ingredients for rockets are paper and gunpowder. Paper is being made out by doing sugarcane. In vanilla Minecraft, it's just 3 across like that in a crafting grid, but we have a data pack that makes us just being able to do that in our inventory, and that then gives us paper, which we can combine with gunpowder into rockets. We already have the automatic supply of gunpowder, and a lot of it, so we decided that we're going to build a sugarcane farm right next to it. I think we decided to build it close by to the gunpowder farm anyway. So, with this little detour out of the way, I think we should meet up with Jam and construct the farm, because we have already settled on a farm design. It's going to be the same design as the Psycraft members use, which I did have that in Season 1, and it worked like a charm, so we're gonna do it again. Let's go! One thing, or one issue that we thought we were gonna have with this farm design is that the fact that it fires every 8 minutes, or it's calibrated to do so. We thought that was an issue because the tick speed on the server is slightly higher than any vanilla world that was just generated. Because usually that is at tick speed 3. The server is at tick speed 10, I believe. But we also have a thing where items have the ability to clump together much easier, which definitely does help with this specific design. Anyway, I did an overnight session with this and got like 12 plus double chests, which is pretty good. And there is one last thing that I want to do before ending the video, and let's just get into that right now, why don't we? And that thing is at the witch farm. You can see me right there. I did like an hour-long AFK session at the witch farm that I built. It's starting to become a while ago, but it does work very well, as long as I spawn-proof it properly. This was the thing that I was talking about in episode 1, probably. Because, you know, the witch farm has to be, or the AFK spot has to be located or calculated in a way so that just here is at the very edge of the spawning sphere of 128 blocks. Meaning that this is Y56, almost Y57, which means that, yeah, the player has to be standing at, I did the math, it was 185, something like that. 185, 186, something like that. And I didn't do a brilliant job of excavating the area properly. I did, like, what's this, 20 blocks, I think it is? But clearly, it's not enough. This was the hill that I was talking about, so we're gonna, like, remove it to here, I assume, and then down to there, and then we're gonna just carpet up this area. Because mobs can't spawn on carpets, that's why I did that here. And we're going to remove all of this landmass all the way back to here, I reckon. Also, there is some mobs that can spawn here, so we're gonna punch this back a little bit as well. Probably just remove the whole hill to be sure. But let's just do that and be done with this project. Finally, so I can get some redstone. Because if you didn't know, witches drop redstone, and redstone is kind of my thing. So, I'm just gonna get into that. Let's go. And that should be it. And the sun is setting, so I'll probably just go to sleep. That was about half an hour of just straight digging. And yeah, it was just pretty good to turn off the brain for a little while and just aim the pickaxe in a direction and do stuff. That was a very oversimplification of the events that occurred. However, we are done with the clearing out this area. I cleared out the mountains, both of those, which we saw mobs spawn on. I carpeted up this area as well as a little bit there, and I got rid of a lot of this. So I would do an AFK session overnight and record it with replay mod to see if anything still spawns, or if everything is just inside the witch farm. I just had a thought. Drowns can spawn in this. That's annoying. Drown is a mob that, there we are. They can spawn in the water, and because this is a river, their spawn rates are extremely high. And that is very annoying. I don't think it'll take too much on the map cap, but whatever. And as I said, I would usually do a overnight session. However, as you can see from my tools, they need a bit of a repair, as well as the elytra. So I'll go over to the gold farm, repair those up, and then I'll come do an overnight session. Because at the moment, it is 9 PM. And that means that I'm getting kind of tired, not gonna lie. So I'll repair the tools, get back here, and stay here or stay there overnight. So I think that was it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Also, a wandering trader kind of got into the action, so I had to take care of him. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did. Subscribe if you want to see more. Redstone content is in progress. It's on the way. And with that, I'm going the completely wrong direction. I'm going to the gold farm. With that, I'm going to sign you off right here. So, without any more to do this episode, I bid you a bye-bye.